our last lesson, we discussed how to add activities to your schedule and how to change the activity type. We're now ready to move on to adding schedule logic to our activities. One of the best ways of constructing a project is to treat each WBS element as if it were a separate sub-project. So we will build up each individual group of activities separately in each WBS element. To make each WBS element more manageable, I always try to keep the groups of activities to around 8 to 10 activities. Let's get started. To assist in viewing the logic links, it is useful to show the relationship lines. To do this, click on the logic item in the top menu. It's called Relationship Lines, and when it is on, it will show all of the activity relationships. There are 3 ways to link activities. The first is by using the linking tool. If you move your mouse pointer to the end or beginning of an activity, it changes to the linking tool. This linking tool has an arrow on one end and the other end is open. Notice that the open end is actually the mouse pointer. Let's create our first link. Drag your mouse pointer from Contract Ward Milestone to the beginning of the design phase. Link the end of design phase with the beginning of site preparation. Now, by default, P6 does not normally recalculate each logic link as it is added. It is a matter of personal preference whether you wish your schedule to calculate automatically or not. To set up auto calculation, select Tools, Schedules, Options. You can also select the schedule icon on the top menu or simply press F9. After pressing Options under the General tab, make sure that the 4th option from the top is checked. It says Schedule Automatically when a change affects dates. Press Close, then cancel the schedule window. The new settings will be saved automatically. Now your schedule will automatically recalculate every time logic is added or changed. Now let's move to the foundation WBS element. Link the end of site preparation with the beginning of excavation and formwork. Then link this activity with pour slab. So now you have individually linked different WBS groups. I currently have my activities ID column to sort in ascending order. That keeps them in order as I'm adding logic. Now we'll look at the second way of adding logic. I can select multiple activities by holding down my control key and selecting each activity in order. So select Erect Structural Frame and Floor Decking using the control key. Then select the Edit Link Activities pull-down menu. Notice that the 2 activities are now linked. Let's link floor decking with concrete first and second floors. This time, let's use a convenient shortcut menu. Right-click your mouse button, then select Link Activities from the menu. Note that you must right-click while you're in the table area of the workspace. If you want to link a group of activities, you can select them all by holding down the Shift key to highlight the entire group of activities. Move down to the Floor and Carpeting WBS element. Select the first activity in this group, hold the Shift key, then select the last activity. All of the activities will now be highlighted. Right-click the mouse and select Link Activities from the shortcut menu. All of the activities in this group will now be linked. Note that the activities linked in this way will have a Finish to Start logic by default. We've covered the first 2 ways of linking activities, the linking tool and Edit Link Activities. Now for the third way of linking activities. If you click on the Relationships tab in the bottom window, it will show you the predecessors on the left and successors on the right. I need to add some start-to-start relationships. We want Assemble and Submit flooring samples to start at the same time as site preparation. Select Site Preparation, then select Assign in the Successors window. Scroll to Assemble and Submit flooring samples and press the Assign icon in the right of this window. Notice that the logic relationship will be Finished to Start by default. In the Successors window, click on the relationship type. It will currently be FS, or Finish Start. click on the FS and select SS from the drop-down menu. This is Start to Start. Now let's link Drywall in Offices to Paint Building Interior with a Start to Start relationship. But we want Paint Building Interior to have a lag of 7 days after the start of Drywall in Offices. So select Drywall in Offices, press Assign Successors, scroll to Paint Building Interior, press the Assign button, change the relationship type to SS, add a lag of 7 days. Now we have several ungrouped subschedules in their individual WBS elements. To recap, this lesson showed how to link activities by 3 different methods, modify the recalculation to auto, change logic relationships, add a lag. In the next lesson, we will link all the remaining WBS elements to complete the schedule. In the last lesson, we went through the 3 different ways of creating schedule logic between activities. We also changed relationships types and added a lag to a relationship. In this lesson, we will bring it all together and complete our schedule. We will also identify our critical path. I have provided a downloadable table of activities and logic, so let's complete the schedule. I'm going to press the icon in the top menu to make sure that all of the relationship lines are visible. Note that in very large schedules, lots of relationship lines may look very messy, so this button is usually used quite sparingly for checking specific logic links. We're going to add logic between the WBS groups. Let's start by choosing Design Phase. We'll use the linking tool. Design Phase has 2 successors, A1140 and A1030. Both of them have a finish to start relationship. We established the logic to A1030 site preparation in the previous lesson, so we will only link Design Phase to A1140. Click the end of Design Phase and drag the link to the beginning of Assemble and Submit Flooring Samples. Now activity A1050 has a finish to start relationship with A1060. Click and drag. If we look at activity A1080, it has 2 successors, A1100 and A1090, both finish to start. We'll link this activity by one of the other methods. Select activity A1080. In the bottom screen, select the Relationships tab and go to the Successors window. Click Assign. The Assign Successors window will open. Scroll, select A1100, then hold down the Control key and select A1090. Press the Assign button and close the window. Back to the linking tool. Select the end of A1090 and link it to the beginning of A1120, Drywall in Offices. Now, A1100 install door and window frames is slightly different. It has a start-to-start relationship with A1110 with a 5-day lag. Easy. Drag a link from the beginning of A1100 to the beginning of A1110. Then go down to the bottom window. In the Successor screen, you'll see that the relationship type is SS. Enter 5 in the lag column. One thing to notice is that it is regarded as poor practice to have an activity with no finish successor. This is a dangling activity. So let's drag a finish to finish link from A1100 to the end of A1110. That will successfully close the loop. Select A1110 and drag a finish to start link to A1120. Now in the earlier lesson we linked A1120 with A1120 A1210, but we need some additional logic. Drag a Finish to Start link to A1190, install ceiling grid. Move on to activity A1130. We'll link these activities by one of the other methods. Select A1130, then hold down the Control key and select A1010. Right-click and select Link Activities from the pop-up menu. We've already previously linked the activities in the next WBS element, Floor and Carpeting. But we need to link the last activity 1180 to A1200, Finish Carpeting and Millwork, and A1130, Touch Up and Cleanup. Both have Finish to Start relationships. We're nearly finished. Using the linking tool, link A1190 to A1180. Link A1200 to A1130. Link A1210 to A1130. All of these activities are finished to start. Now all of my activities have successes, and I have completed the logic for a baseline schedule. The critical path in red is clearly visible. In this lesson we learned how to link our final activities by different methods, complete the final logic of our schedule so that they all have successes, with the exception of the start and finish milestones. The final step in the process will be to clean up our layout of our project. In our next lesson, we will discuss how to make some basic changes to our P6 layout. In our previous lesson, we completed our baseline schedule and identified the critical path. In this final lesson, we'll discuss project layouts. As discussed in an earlier lesson, there are three main areas to the P6 workspace: the table or spreadsheet area, the bar or Gantt chart area, and the bottom or details area. Let's look at customizing the table area. Select the columns icon on the top toolbar, or View Columns. A window will open that shows your selected options and available options. Let's clean this up a little bit. We don't really need remaining duration, so I select it and move it to the left window. The same for schedule percent complete. I have my activity ID, activity name, original duration, start, finish, and total float. If you find that you want to change the order of the activities in the column, you simply select the heading and move it up or down using the arrows to the right. Click Apply, then OK to close the window. The size and shape of each of these workspaces can be adjusted by moving the vertical or horizontal sliders using my mouse. We can also edit descriptions. For instance, we want to shorten original duration. Select View column and a window will pop up. Change the new title to Duration and select OK. The changed column heading will show in the title area. Using my mouse, I can change the width of the columns by dragging. I can even change the column order by dragging the column header to a new position. So that's how to edit or move your columns. Now let's move over to the bar chart area. If I want to zoom in and zoom out, I click and hold my mouse button while moving the magnifying glass over the lower timescale row. If I click and hold the mouse cursor over the top row, it will change to a hand and I will be able to scroll left or right. A useful tip: if you move your mouse pointer to any part of the bar chart and double-click, the center of the selected activity will jump to that point. Try it for yourself. Let's declutter the screen so it's easier on the eyes. I'm going to turn the summary bars off. Go to View Bars or just select the icon on the top menu. The bars window will pop up. We'll scroll down until we get to the summary bar and deselect it. Press Apply, OK, and now the bar chart area will have a much cleaner look. Now we want to save our layout. I'm going to click the Layout pull-down menu and select the top item. Layout, Save As. Let's call it Office Edition. When I go to save my layout, I can save a layout to Current User or Project. If I save it as a current user, that's for me. That means for any project that I open, this layout will be available in that project. If it's a specific layout for just this project that I wouldn't use in other projects, I would save it as a project layout. Right now, I'm going to save it as current user. This layout will be available to me on any project that I open. Click Save. Conversely, to open a layout, I select View, Layout, Open, and the Office Edition layout is visible. Select it and open it. Now we have cleaned up our layout for our baseline schedule, and the process is now complete. Thank you for participating in this beginner's course for Primavera P6. Your understanding will serve as a good basis for moving to the intermediate level. I would welcome comments about this course and will always endeavor to make improvements if necessary. You may wish to take part in my beginner's courses for Primavera Risk Analysis, Acumen Fuse and 360, and Acumen Risk. Thank you again.